Emily Richett, and you're watching Amplify.
So our company is called Professional Hair Labs, and we are a manufacturer of adhesives, scalp treatments, shampoos, conditioners, and wet lines for non-surgical hair replacement. So basically anyone who wears a wig or a hairpiece, men, women, children, for many different reasons, we make the products that help them attach them to their scalp.
Well, I love this because this is such a niche. You don't make all the products. You make very specific products within that, and that business has led you to winning an 8-figure award.
Yeah. Look, I mean that's just I suppose that's just a byproduct of putting the people first. I mean that's really our motto. Our aim is to make sure that when people are using these products, they're not only using something safe, but something that's reliable, and they can get they can have peace of mind that what they're putting on their scalp is going to perform for them. So, for example, they're not, out and about walking or swimming or in a sauna, and all of a sudden their hairpiece starts to lift, because it's a very intimate thing for somebody, especially surrounding hair loss. Not many people are comfortable sharing that. So when they're out in public, they want to ensure that it's not visible to the everyday person passing them by.
Yeah. So people first, and obviously high quality in your products, but what are some other tactics that have really helped you build a business that has done multi-millions of dollars? Yeah,
so again, it's been quite, the company has been around since 1994, so it's been a long process to get where we are now, but we've learned a lot, and we've, over the last 2 or 3 years, we've had to pivot and change a lot based upon, a lot of the feedback that we've gotten. But ultimately, it comes down to education first and people first for us. We don't sell our information. We don't exchange it for any type of benefit for us. Our main aim is to make sure that the industry we operate in is a safe place because of the lack of governance on the industry. It's kind of like the Wild West. People can do what they want and not have to answer for it. Putting the education part of it first has been huge for us, because that's enabled us to sell the products, because people know that they can always turn to us. We're ultimately a B2B business, but we handle B2C inquiries. So because of that, people can turn to us no matter who they are or where they are, and we can give them the information they need to make a good choice around the products they're putting on their scalp.
So that's really interesting that you, forward-facing, you can appear to be in that B2C space because you're educating the end user of the product, but the true bread and butter of the business are other businesses that are buying your product you've manufactured.
Absolutely. B2B is our main area of operation, but at the end of the day, regardless of that being our space, if we're not educating the end user who are ultimately using our products, or the salons or the hair studios, we don't have a product line, or we don't have anything to sell. So it just made sense that we put most of our time and resources into that side. Being
a thought leader in the space, really.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what? It's not. It's not a case of where we said to ourselves, hey, look, if we focus on the consumer, this will be a byproduct. The sales will be a byproduct. It was like, we really want to make a difference, and we want to make sure that people know that there is a different way to enter this industry, especially surrounding hair loss. We have the tools, we have the knowledge, we have the resources, we have the staff to handle all of this, and that has been our main focus the whole way through. Is just, if we focus solely on making sure people are safe, we'll see the benefits from that all around.
Well, for entrepreneurs or businesses that are just getting started, or maybe they're approaching that $1 million milestone, what advice do you have for them?
Yeah, so if you're, I can really only kind of take it for an example of what we've done. The difference between us hitting the 7-figure mark and the 8-figure mark has been, it's been 100 steps. There's 100 steps in between the two of them. From the 7-figure mark, once we hit that space, it was really more about selling product. And when we hit that $1 million mark, we realized that look, we have to really make a change. Our messaging, our focus, our goals, everything we've planned for over the last 10 years has really got us to this point. But in order to get to that 8-figure mark, it was evident to all of us. We saw that we'd have to make some big changes, and those changes were, we basically had to change our messaging from, say, see, we're a family-oriented business. It's, myself and my two brothers and my father involved in it. So we really needed to make a change from our story being about this small, mom and pop operation to almost creating a movement around the product. And when we changed that messaging, it took us a good couple of years to get it out there. But literally within the space of 18 months after that, things just started to skyrocket. We built better relationships, we built better systems, which was probably the biggest key. We learned a lot of lessons in the rapid growth of the company, and systems was probably the number one thing. And building a team that was ready to achieve an outcome rather than a result. It's like you can make your business about results all day long, but realistically, what is your ultimate goal? Where do you want to be? What is that outcome? And when you have everyone in alignment to reach that outcome, that's when the magic starts to happen, and that's when you start to really see results very quickly. In our experience, So.
Where can people learn more?
So our website is prohairlabs.com. You can pretty much see everything about our product range. We're a company who. We firmly believe we should be sharing as much information as possible, all the SDS sheets, instructions, video tutorials on how to use the product. Our kind of system of the science of full head bonding is available there as well. And the reason we put that out there is because we realized over the years that people look at these products in a singular format. It's like, okay, well, how do I attach this, hairpiece to my scalp? And they use the adhesive. They're like, that's just the natural thought. I stick the adhesive on. But it's so much more than that, because if you're not treating your scalp the way it needs to be treated, you could be doing things like triggering the sebaceous glands. They open up. Oils are penetrating the adhesive before it's given a chance to dry. There is a science behind it, and it took us a long time to perfect that. And now that we have that perfected, we're sharing it openly with everyone, because in order to make a difference, whether it's ourselves or even our competitors, they've tried to copy us. They can continue to try to copy us, but ultimately, because we put the people who use our products first, it'll never change in my eyes. We'll still always be the leader in the industry.